Today marks 1 month since the impeachment inquiry began, and this past week provided several key developments. The president began the week facing new pressure over remarks made by his acting White House Chief of Staff, Mick Mulvaney.
Why did you say in that briefing that President Trump had ordered a quid pro quo that investigating the Democrats, that aid to Ukraine depended on investigating the Democrats? Why'd you say that?
Again, that's not what I said. That's what people said that I said.
With Democrats seizing on Mulvaney's remarks, the president on Monday issued this demand from members of his own party.
The Republicans have to get tougher and fight. We have some that are great fighters, but they have to get tougher and fight because the Democrats are trying to hurt the Republican Party for the election.
The president's tough talk continued on Tuesday morning with a tweet comparing impeachment to a lynching. Backlash was swift.
To compare the constitutional process to something like lynching is far beneath the office of the President of the United States.
Then came the most critical testimony to date, delivered by the top envoy to Ukraine, William Taylor. He told lawmakers, quote, "By mid-July, it was becoming clear to me the meeting President Zelensky wanted was conditioned on the investigations of Burisma and alleged Ukrainian interference in the 2016 U.S. elections. It was also clear that this condition was driven by the irregular policy channel I had come to understand was guided by Mr. Giuliani." Democrats described the testimony as damning and say it shows the president did withhold aid in exchange for politically motivated investigations.
All I have to say is that in my 10 short months in Congress, it's not even noon, right? And this is my most disturbing day in Congress so far.
But Republican House members refuted the notion that Taylor's testimony was a smoking gun.
This was about quid pro quo and whether or not the Ukrainians were aware that military aid was being withheld. And on that most important issue, neither this witness or any other witness has provided any evidence that there was a quid pro quo.
Republicans on Wednesday then took the president's call to get tougher to heart, storming a closed-door deposition for a top Pentagon official. The sit-in was meant to protest having the testimonies conducted in private.
Behind closed doors, literally trying to overturn the results of the 2016 election a year before Americans get to go to the polls to decide who's going to be the president.
Democrats called the move a stunt, saying Republicans only did this because of how damning Taylor's testimony was the day before.
Investigations are not public. When the investigation is done, there'll be public hearings. That's how it's always been done.
On Thursday, the president's call to get tougher on impeachment extended to the Senate, where top Republicans introduced a resolution aimed at condemning how Democrats are proceeding with the inquiry.
There's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it, and this is a dangerous way to do it.
For continuing coverage on the impeachment inquiry, you can go to cbsnews.com/impeachment.